Cyberpunk 2077 is just right around the corner with less than a week to go before it is officially released. And if you guys are as excited as I am, you guys can't wait to get your hands on this game. With that being said, there are a couple things that I want to be able to dive into in this episode, talking about which life path you guys should pick, and we're going to go over all the information that I know. And if you're like me, well, you need to know as much as you possibly can because you might not know a lot about the game. So let's go ahead and get started right now. But before we go any further in today's episode, make sure that you guys go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. It would help me out a lot and is greatly appreciated. Also, make sure that you guys are sharing these videos with everyone that you know and everywhere that you possibly can, because as the channel does grow, eventually I want to be able to do some giveaways here on the channel. If that sounds good to you guys, you already know what to do. But definitely make sure that you guys are staying tuned, because I plan on dropping a ton, and I repeat, a ton of Cyberpunk videos, especially when this game is released. I'm going to go over everything that I possibly can, making, well, hopefully the gameplay multi-playthrough possible, because there are 3 different options, which is exactly what we're going to go ahead and talk about in today's episode. Now, if you guys are like me and you are wondering which Cyberpunk 2077 life path to choose, well, when you first start out in Night City, you'll have the chance to pick a backstory for your character, which their name is V, as part of the Cyberpunk 2077 character creation. There will be 3 options, each providing a different setup, a character status, and unique dialogue branches as the game does progress. Now, the 3 Cyberpunk 2077 life paths are as follows. They are the Corporate, the Nomad, and they are also the Street Kid. So choosing a path will not only give V a backstory, but it will determine what Night City district you will start the game in, as well as the characters you meet along the way. Not only that, but your relationship with Jackie Wells is determined by the chosen life path that you choose. So if you're a Corporate, Jackie is already a trusted friend and partner. But for a Street Kid, V has to become an ally after a butchered or a botched deal. And as far as the Nomad goes, they team up after a messy fight in the Badlands. So those are kind of just a little bit of the backstories, depending on which character that you want and how Jackie will respond to you, depending on which life path you actually will choose at the very beginning of the game. But this has great and huge impacts on the rest of the game. However, halfway through the game, you will be able to get a chance at being able to kind of choose it, and hopefully by then you'll know what character that you really are. But the nice thing is you'll be able to play the game again and choose a different life path, and you'll actually be able to experience the game in a whole new way, which I think is pretty cool that you can actually do that, bringing the whole feel of the role-playing element truly into this game. And I can't wait to actually do this. Now, the first life path that we're actually going to go over is the Street Kid. Now, you were born and raised in Haywood. It's one of the 7 city districts within Night City. Your motto is born here, live here, and die here. You see the neighborhood as your home and its people as your family. It's a place where everybody helps out each other, and that's perfectly normal for you. You spent your life running away from the cops, committing crimes, drinking, and getting into fights. You understand how things work on the street, and you actually know who's who in the neighborhood. You are familiar with the black market for both weapons and also vehicles. There's also always somebody that will help you out in your neighborhood. You have solid starting street credibility, which is a type of reputation in the game which will allow you to open doors and wallets, etc., etc. Your street credibility will help you get the right information from certain people, access to areas you otherwise wouldn't. You also know people who, quote-unquote, know people, and your reputation on the street is enough for shady vendors to offer you unique quests and special items for sale. So this is going to be like stolen or counterfeit stuff naturally. Your starting location as a Street Kid will be in the El Coyote Coho Bar. It's in Haywood, like I previously mentioned, where you get an opportunity of a lifetime, but things just don't quite go as planned. Now, moving on to the next life path, we're going to be talking about the Nomad. Now, Nomads are people who choose to live outside of the chaos that is of Night City. as they pursue a life of freedom away from gangs and the corporations that ruled Metropolis. Well, for some it's a choice, others are forced into this lifestyle or life path for reasons that they just truly don't care to admit. They might be on the run, maybe they're hiding, others have lost everything in the big city and now they have nowhere else to go. Now when you think of the Nomad clan, imagine something like the gangs from Mad Max. They live in the vast desert surrounding Night City, and the blue sky is their roof. Nomads have no one else, so bonds between the members of these families or clans are very, very strong. Nomads can always count on each other, the members of the family, to watch each other's backs whenever they are in trouble. Unfortunately for you, if you choose this life path, you will be completely alone as your character starts the game with his family, quote-unquote, in pieces, and you become an outcast among outcasts. With no other option, you head to the big city or Night City, and that's where your adventure starts. When you choose this life path, you will have a unique knowledge of the Badlands region, a unique area outside of Night City like we just got done talking about, and the special interactions with members of the Nomad clans and gangs with unique quests, storylines, and access to these territories. Some exclusive motorbike options will be available to you if you guys choose this backstory or this life path. Now for the last life path that we're actually going to go over, it's the Corporal life path. You're a cold, brutal, and merciless suit. Corporate life is the jungle where predators dominate, and in this jungle the rules are simple: eat or be eaten. Your motto is, if I go down, you're going down with me. The corporate life is a long life fight to the top where a luxurious and prestigious lifestyle awaits with a lot of money, power, and influence. But misfortune hits you on the way to the top, and you were caught in the crossfire between two major corporations where you were asked to pack up your things. You're out, and you literally have nowhere to go. Now you need to start from the bottom all over again. If you choose the corporate lifestyle or life path as your backstory, your life in Cyberpunk 2077 will begin at the Arasaka HQ tower with a task to eliminate a particular target, and things don't go as smoothly as you had hoped. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Soon you will lose your corporate privileges, but this life path will still offer you some unique options only available to people who understand the ins and outs of how corporations work. You will have access to some unique military-grade implants and cyberware, access to some high-security databases, and you will know people in very, very high places. Many of them who owe you a favor or two and are perfect victims for blackmail. You also know how to act and think like a corpo. This will allow you to infiltrate some of the areas and events unique to corporations without the fear of being uncovered. You will be able to deceive people into thinking you are a member of a corporation, and your power of manipulation will offer you some unique dialogue choices during all of your missions. This life path is very unique and probably one of the most interesting because typically the corpo or the corporation life path are considered the bad guys, so it could be an interesting place to start. Anyway guys, that is all the time that I have for in today's episode. Please let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments down below. Which life path are you going to be choosing to start your adventure in Cyberpunk 2077? Me personally, as of right now, I'm looking at doing the Street Kid, but after doing a lot more research into the different life paths, honestly, the Corporal lifestyle seems like it might be kind of fun and entertaining, to be completely honest. So we'll just have to see. But anyway, leave that down below in the comments. And honestly, if you guys are enjoying these types of videos, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. It does help me out and is greatly appreciated, but I do plan on bringing a lot more videos of Cyberpunk coming very, very, very soon, especially when the game is released in just a few days from now. But until next time, YouTube, you guys keep doing what you're doing because you're already doing it, and you guys stay gaming.